Hey everybody, Paul Angelo here. Welcome to another video. If you are a gay man who's interested in love and happiness, this video is for you. Also, those of you who are new to my channel, please subscribe if you are tired of the sexual narratives surrounding our lives, and if you want a sure way to love and happiness. I have a total of 26 years of relationship experience in my life, not because of my looks or sex. It's because of my approach to relationships and to gay life. Early on, I accepted that being gay is going to be very, very challenging, very difficult. And so I stopped all the games, all the prioritization of sex and all the sexual narratives. And so if you believe that you are ready for a better approach to gay relationships, to love and sexuality, then please subscribe to this channel and let's learn together. Today, we're going to talk about a 3-step formula for happiness for gay men. It's very simple. It's so simple that you can do it immediately and 6 months from now have total bliss and happiness in your life. I'd like to share with you how those steps happen and the challenges that will stand in the way. And these challenges are deeply psychological. So happiness is not too far away from you. The only thing you have to do is you need to switch the direction of your priorities. That's all. But because this is counterintuitive, because this goes against the group think in the gay population, in the gay community, that's why this is so counterintuitive. But this is not difficult. So imagine for the next 6 months, you do the following. Number 1, join a community. Because in a community, you are protected from 90% of toxic situations and toxic men. This is critical because if you're meeting strangers, you don't know who they are. Now, contrast this with the Big Gay Family Social Program. Our community has lots of principles. And in our community, if someone is a troublemaker, we quickly identify that person. And if it's repeated, that person is asked to leave. And so whoever is part of the community, these men are proven. They are proven to be healthy and kind and loving. This is very important. So a community container has principles, has a mechanism for reviews, has a mechanism for emotional communication, for conflict resolution, like the nonviolent communication framework. When you have these ideas in a community, your experience of man radically changes overnight. It's literally snapping a finger, you join a community, you start meeting men from a community, and you have a day and night experience, very different experience of being gay. So that you can do instantaneously. Just snap a finger, join Big Gay Family, and your experience will be a lot different. Here's the second step in your pursuit of happiness. Reprioritize your sexual pursuits. Take sexuality from the front and put it a little bit behind the third or fourth step. So prioritize emotional connections and spiritual connections instead of sexuality. Because if you're prioritizing sexuality, you're setting yourself up for so many unusual situations because often the men who prioritize sex, they can't have an emotional connection for a variety of reasons. They have never developed emotionally. They could be narcissistic. They also could be psychopathic and sociopathic. So if you start with sex, you don't have a way of filtering the bad apples. If you start with emotion, you will quickly see who has the emotion and who does not have the emotion. And that way, you're not going to be wasting years and years, possibly decades of your life on human beings that have their humanity squeezed out of them or traumatized out of them. This is really critical. So step number 1, join a community. Then step number 2, reprioritize sexuality. Start with emotions and spirituality. Bring sex at the 3rd step. That will create an environment where you're no longer going to have ghosting, rejections, betrayals. Does that make sense? This should be really simple to understand. And now the 3rd step is prioritize friendships. Prioritize friendships because you need to have practice. If everything is about sex, then you are not getting socialized. So your psychological development is frozen. We need socialization. We need a lot of interactions before you are ready for a romantic love affair. You can't just go from 0 to hero. You can't go from nothing to this extraordinary love affair. I've never seen an example of that. The only examples are trauma-bonded, sex-based relationships where you go from 0 to a sex-based relationship and then you go back to 0 after a week. So to summarize, the 3 steps are join a community where there are principles. You're going to be protected from toxic people and toxic situations, most of them. Then reprioritize sexuality. Start with emotion and spirituality. And then 3rd, focus on friendships, as many friendships as possible. And then from there, you expand into a romantic relationship. Those are the mental shifts that will bring happiness to your life within 6 months to a year. Without those shifts, you'll be meeting strangers. You'll be prioritizing sex and be part of this, what's called the red ocean, the bloody experience where everyone abuses everybody else. And you're not going to be getting socialized. So even if you have a beautiful date with someone amazing, the likelihood that you will actually know on a psychological level how to turn it into a love affair, that is very slim. So the challenge to these adjustments is that the groupthink, the mentality in the gay population has been turned upside down. And everything that I'm sharing with you right now is actually inverted. When you approach people on hookup apps, when you have discussions with the gay groups that you're meeting, everything's about sex. Nobody wants friends. Everybody wants the sexually compatible lover right up front. And so gay men are infantilized, they are regressing, and nobody's making progress. And this is why there's so much anger, and this is why so many gay men revert back to sex, because they are struggling so much with romantic relationships and with friendships that they have given up. So you actually have to do just the opposite of what most people are doing. So if whatever you're doing is not working, do the opposite. And that's where your happiness is located. It's not that difficult. It really is not. You don't have to be an expert in psychology. You don't have to have a lot of years of experience. All you have to do is practice for 1 year in a community, develop friendships, replace sexuality with emotions and spirituality, and then you will see that your life will take on a beautiful momentum, and you will see that being gay can be wonderful because now you are no longer experiencing the traumas, the hurt, and the abuse. I believe that when you do this adjustment, you'll have a radical transformation, not just of your personal life. You're going to feel more empowered. You're going to be more ambitious, more driven. You're going to step up in places where you're holding back. You're going to go out of your comfort zone because now you're going to be validated. You're going to be empowered. You're going to be emotionally activated. So this is not just about your personal life. This is about your whole life and about your future. So don't delay these adjustments. Come and join us at the Big Gay Family social program. Let's work on emotions and spirituality, and let's develop as many friendships as possible. And then you will see Out of 10 of those new friends, 1 or 2 people will stand out, and those are your future lovers. Okay, my friends, I'll be signing off. If you're new to the channel, if you are excited about intellectual conversations, if you're tired about the sexual narratives in the gay culture, let's stick together. Subscribe to this channel and let's learn together. And if you want to take this further, join us at the Big Gay Family Social Program. We have the world's most comprehensive methodology for love and for friendships. It's called the Universal Dating Protocol. It's a 12-step dating process where you have the right place for sexuality, the right place for emotional connections, and everything is organized according to the psychological laws of human behavior. So whatever stood in the way, whatever insecurities you have, whatever fears you have, none of that is going to intercept the process of a connection, commitment, and transformation. So join us, don't wait, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the program. Again, thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Signing off, see you soon.